Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, I guess. Damn. It threw me off doing something yesterday. I don't know why. That was just not something I'm normally used to. So, yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're going to be hitting up, I don't know, what are we going to be working on today? We got new games. So, it's New Game Thursday. I can't believe it's Thursday already. Everything flew by. I was ending just doing, like, specific things for work, and it got crazy. I don't know. It was just a little bit too much happening in like one thing at a one after another, I guess is how you'd say it. So but made it through there. Now I'm making some adjustments here, and we're going to take a look at some new games this week. Some of them we've already obviously talked about or seen a little bit, so we're going to take a look and do some toying around with like Oblivion, seeing if we can get it to play just a little bit better and kind of seeing what it looks like on, the bigger one. We did this like the night it went live, but since then, obviously, I think there's some other things that I thought about we could make some changes on. And then we're going to do the same thing for Expedition 33. Take a look at that. Then we've got, does it show here? They're out of order for some reason on the PC. They're a little bit more in order for the Legion Go, but let's just see if we've got these. So Steigen, this game came out and did not work on Steam Deck or did not work on anything running Steam OS. And now it does run. So I think we're pretty good there. I tested it last night after they did the patch, and everything is running, not maybe the best it can, but it's actually running. So that was good. What else do we have? Cthulhu Keeper. I took a look at that one. That is kind of like a dungeon builder, I guess you'd call it. So a little bit of dungeon building in there. Interesting game. It's the playtest that I'm part of right now. I haven't really had time to spend too much resources on it, like effort and things like that, but we'll definitely take a look at it and see what it looks like. Stickman Strikes came out. It's kind of their take at like an action RPG with the Stickman franchise. We can take a look at it. Again, it's a playtest. It just launched today, though. I think it's less than $10. But it doesn't really run great on anything without a keyboard and mouse. So it may not be that interesting. Clover Pit. This is really interesting. This is the demo. We'll take a look at it. It's like Inscription meets, I guess, Buckshot Roulette is kind of closer. Maybe it's more closer to Buckshot Roulette than it is anything, but still kind of that horror gambling-like game. And then Days Gone. There was an update for that, so I figured we'd take a look at some of the Days Gone changes since they did a remaster for the PS5, and it added in new features. They gave you that, I guess they gave you the remaster graphics with that. I'm not sure, really. Hey, Capybara. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate you stopping by. How's your day? So those are the ones we're going to take a look at, but we'll hold off on Elden Ring, obviously, till tomorrow. It's so hard. Let's start with Oblivion. Let's take a look at Oblivion a little bit again, but we're going to kind of start on the PC. We'll go around through the 3 different devices, and we'll get an idea. So the best it can look, and then how close it would look if making some other adjustments right on the Steam Deck and on the Legion Go running Steam OS. So let's take a look at that. I'll start it up here. I'm going to flip us over and get rid of the music. Where's it at? There it is. There we go. And we're getting audio. I had some audio issues. That's why it started a little bit late, because it wasn't picking up the audio correctly. I can hear it now. I just got to turn it up. Let's see. Let's get us over to full screen. Oh. My foot pedal's not working. I don't know why. Everything was working fine until that audio issue happened. I had to reboot, and I don't know if that caused any problem. So, let's see. We need... Why doesn't this thing want to fire off? Live scene. This should do it. I don't know. The pedal was having trouble. Let me try it again. I'm just going to switch back and forth once just to see. Oh, you know what it is. I got to restart the Elgato software. It has some issues every once in a while. I don't know why. I mean, most things will, but it's usually pretty good. That Elgato, like, little stream deck, I think it's called. It has its own, like, issues. They should just make one app instead of having 4 apps or 5 apps or whatever it is for all their stuff. I gotta find it. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, they have an individual app for their camera. They have an individual app for their microphone, individual app for their lights that you use, an individual app for the stream deck. It's so weird. It's like one thing. It's super simple. Okay, let me see now. Is it working? Nope. I think it's still booting up. Yeah, I can't even fire it off. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it, but it's going to screw some stuff up. Can I mute? Muting works. And does the scene switcher work? Nope. It's completely broken. Okay. Well, as long as we can mute. I can mute out when I sneeze or something like that. I think we're fine. Okay, let's start with Oblivion. So, as we already took a look at this, I think the day it came out, which would have been last Tuesday, maybe, something like that. But not everybody saw it, not everybody was looking at it, not everybody was interested. Now a lot of people are interested. And I think it's just a good idea to kind of take a look at it. We'll see what it looks like. This is on the main PC right now. And this is, whoops, there we go. This is at max settings. So this is with a 4090 at 4K. You'll obviously see it at 720p. Sorry, Capybara. Okay, very cool. Yeah, glad you're happy. Glad you're enjoying it. All right, so full settings. And we'll even run with the FPS up in the corner. Actually, we could run it. Well, it doesn't really matter. This game's, it's going to run at 60 frames per second, no problem. If we really wanted to, I think I have, is it Alt-N? I may not have it on here. I used to have the NVIDIA software on so we could see that, but we really don't need to see the FPS. I mean, we'll leave it on, but it's going to run at max FPS, so I think it'll be like well above 120. And let's see, motion blur's off. All the rest of it's set to auto or ultra. So this is actually going to be, and DLSS, we'll put it on DLAA. So it's like no under or upscaling or anything with frame gen on. Okay, cool. I think that's all we need there. The game. I don't even know exactly where. It's been a long time since I played through. And we're on the outer edge of the circle that goes around the capital of Cyrodiil or whatever. So let me move this forward. And this can go over here. There we go. So we've got a pretty good view of like what it looks like. I mean, the game looks really pretty. It obviously has been remastered. The water, everything has been redone. Oh, thank you, Cappy. Yeah, greatly appreciated. Thank you for the super chat. You don't have to do that, but I greatly appreciate it. It goes towards the towards everything in the stream. So whether it's games or whatever, definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Did that? It did pop up. So those are working then. Good. They weren't working last night. Some issue happened with the alerts. But we can see here, I don't even think, can we see tearing? There's a little tearing on here. That can be fixed. Sometimes it's because it's in full screen. Let me just take a look here real fast. We're in windowed right now. If we put it into borderless, it may not do that. No, there's a little tearing. I can see the tearing. I'm trying to see. I don't think you guys see it. It's different when the monitor that supports like NVIDIA's G-Sync and the streaming software and all of this stuff. So sometimes I see it and it's not really there for everybody else. So I don't think you're seeing it right now. But yeah, I mean, the game overall, this is as beautiful as it can be. I mean, this is really nice. And we're running just at 62 frames per second when you look at it, right? Like, that's with frame generation on. We're not upscaling it. So you can just imagine kind of what we're going to be looking at as we get to the, other devices. Like, they're much less powerful, far less powerful. And I think you're going to have a better understanding of why maybe we'll play at 30 frames per second, which is not too bad. It actually would be reminiscent of like X360 or Xbox 360 and the PS3 days, right, where you necessarily couldn't get 60 FPS on a game at 1080p or even 720p. So, but we'll just walk around the outer edge. I mean, grass. This is at the ultra settings, so there's no like weird textures on the ground. It's actually all grass moving, trees moving, wind movements. You do have the weather change that randomly happens. And then let's just wait. What time is it in game? Let's go into the evening hours so you can kind of see that as well. And then what we'll do is we'll jump to the Steam Deck first, and then we'll do the Legion Go last to kind of get an idea of what they look like. So here's more of the evening hours, which I have noticed that it's a little bit less taxing because I think there's less shadows it deals with. I'm not 100% for sure about that. But it still stays relatively within the same, few frames of performance. Let's see if we can find some water, see if we can get some reflections in there. I think it was on the other side. But we can also go in. Oh, there's water inside. Shingle? What is it called? Shindenil City? It's something like that. Here's more of the lighting effects, things like that through the town. Towns have a little bit better time with it, although it, again, stays fairly consistent with frame rates and all of that. It is a little bit easier for it to render in here, but there's more of the reflections in the water on max. But you can see now they've dropped down. Now we're like in the 50s. So even with a 4090, the game's a little demanding, right, to be able to see that. So if we really wanted to, probably the way to play on a 4090 is actually just turning DLSS to quality. That'll fix everything. That'll keep it well above, right? And we're going to do some similar tricks with the Steam Deck. So now we're at like 85, 86 frames per second, something like that. And you really can't tell. It's almost indiscernible. Go into the water. I don't know if we can go under this water or not. Yeah. It's really tough to see under here. Hopefully it's close. But yeah, when you get to this part, any kind of reflections, ray tracing, I'm pretty sure they use ray tracing, would cause that issue. So let's jump over. We've seen kind of the idea. Let's jump to the Steam Deck really fast. So let me go out and clear this out. And we will start toying around with that for a little bit. So I think the Steam Deck is live. Oh, of course. My thing is not working. I didn't even think about that. Is it not working? Yeah, it's not working. Okay, let me go like this. I've just got to turn it on manually. Steam Deck. Give me one sec. I hear it in my ear. Do I have the wrong one? There it is. All right, there's the Steam Deck. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now it will be at 720p rather than 800p. That what you were seeing right there was the biggest PC that I have, like the 4090 NVIDIA graphics card. That's what you were seeing there. This is the Steam Deck right now that we're just flipping over to. There is obviously impact. So we'll take a look at it at lowest settings, and then we'll take a look at it and get it closest to what we can do there and see what the frame rates are. It's, low settings are very low. They cut out like a lot of the textures. They basically use probably something that's very close to the original Oblivion in terms of like textures for grass and, when you're off in the distance, like how far, you're seeing the texture detail. It's going to look very limited. But it will look better. I mean, the game looks better across the board. Have you picked it up, Cappy? Have you? Did you get your Steam Deck yet? Weren't we talking about that? I think you were looking at the OLED. All right, let's see. I'm going to jump in. And on this one, we'll set everything to low. So then we'll kind of work our way back up. And we'll get it kind of close to where we can. Let's see. I'm going to turn everything to low. Even though I had it on high, we can go up, but I want to kind of show like the closest you can get to 60 frames per second. And FSR on high performance with frame gen on. So these are all the settings, that you would get the highest frame rate on the device. And I think VSync will leave off. We'll leave it at borderless. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Let's go ahead and jump in and see this. And we'll continue in the same area. I think it will. Oh, you haven't gotten it. Okay, you're getting it tomorrow. Great. Yeah. So, this will give you an idea of what you can expect. Now, they haven't optimized. There's been no patch as far as I've seen. So what I would expect is there's going to be a patch here in the next week. It'll address some issues that obviously they are having, they're having with some weird stuff, but they may also put in like a performance patch as well. That would be my guess. So this is kind of what low settings looks like. And we just left that city. Let's go outside though. And, like I always said, looks a little weird, right? Because it is, when you see it blown up on YouTube, it's not like seeing it on the device itself because the screen's far more condensed. It just looks different, right? But this is the lowest settings here. Let's see, are we Blackwater Stables? It's dark outside. Yeah, I think so, right? It's like 2 a.m. Now, obviously, there's no shadowing detail or anything like that. You're basically playing it probably less quality, maybe, than the original Oblivion. And it's getting around 30, 35, something like that in terms of performance. But the good thing is, all you have to do is go up one level. If you just go up to medium, and I think some people have seen this, and they didn't watch the rest of my videos or something like that, that they didn't go up to the medium settings. They were just wanting to complain. It actually changes the way it looks like drastically, and it doesn't take away as much of the frame rate as you would think. So let's see. All we're going to do is go up to medium. Oops. Medium. Come on. There we go. Now let's take a look. Now you get your shadows, your shading, everything, and you might have lost maybe 2 frames per second something like this. It's super dark. I mean, obviously on the OLED, which you bought it for the battery life and the screen looks beautiful on it, but it's definitely going to be a little bit dark. So we're going to have to like probably bump up the. Give me one sec. Let me bump up the brightness, maybe. There it is. I had it really low because I don't really use it in HDR. So there's a little bit better, right? Like obviously gives you a better idea. Now you can see the actual detail in the grass and stuff like that. But you can make it pretty dark, and it will be pretty dark on that OLED screen. But you can at least see, movement, motion, especially on that smaller screen. It's not going to be as blown out as it is here. And you're still right in that 20, 25, 26, 27 frame per second rate. It's definitely above 24, which is mostly the bare minimum that you'd want. Now, that's about the extent of what you can do. There are a few other things that you could toy around with. If we were to go down and we were to kind of lower, like do a custom setup, right? We could lower the shadow quality. You could also lower the post-processing and reflections quality. Now, it's not going to do anything amazing, but as you walk in the area, it's probably going to keep that more consistent, closer to 30 and be more consistent. Because if you walk up on water, remember when we walked in, you saw like, where it was reflecting the lights. Let's go back into that church. The lights coming through the church windows or through the stained glass, it really dropped even the 4090 down by, 5, 7 frames per second. This will probably limit that down. There may only be like 1 or 2, if that, right, in terms of impact. But yeah, the difference between like low or lowest, where you're only getting like 39 frames per second, to medium, where you're closer to 30, is drastic in the game. It's much better to play on medium. Take the hit on the frame rate. It looks much better. Now, the water won't look as nice here, right? Because we definitely limited down any reflections. You don't even see the stained glass, but you can see it kept pretty much steady. Well, it's bouncing around a little bit, but it's steadier when we walked up on it. It wasn't like a jarring, like 10 frame drop or something like that. But yeah, you see no reflections. If we were to turn those reflections up, that's obviously going to impact it. Let me go in and turn those up a little bit. I don't even know if putting them on medium is going to show you. It might. Let's just see. A little bit more, and yeah, a little bit of a bump, maybe by 1 frame or something like that. But even on medium, it's not too bad. And it does look a little bit different. Let's try to go into water and see. Water's going to have a little... Damn, it's dark in here. Water's going to have a little bit of difficulty. Let me get out of the water. We'll flip the day. Oh. There we go. Let's go to the daylight. Now, this is plugged in. I do have... This is plugged into the power. So I'm playing it like with it docked right now. So it's getting the full regulated power from it. It's not running on battery, where there might be some variations. But yeah, if we go into that water, you can see water's a little bit rough, especially with the lower texture detail. But once you go under the water, it looks pretty normal. Right, you can still see kind of like up through the water. But it just has some like weird digitization or something like that, whatever that is that's like appearing. But again, playing it on the device's screen, it looks totally different. And if you want to see what it looks like on the device screen, I'm happy to do that as well. Because I do have that camera that looks down on it, so we can do that. people going to have some impact.
I'm listening.
Greetings, Imperial.
Overall, cities, villages, towns, I mean, you're going to bounce between 25 and 30 frames, I think, on medium, but you're going to be better off. It's going to look better. So let's take a look at it quickly over on the... Yeah, it should. I mean, there's some things I think they've got to adjust for, but it should be doable, right? Like they've fixed some other things. Um, Specifically, if you've ever played like Skyrim, now I know it's not a remastered version, but what they did was they actually took out the ability to make adjustments. So if you put Skyrim on the Steam Deck, the Anniversary Edition, it will not allow you to make any graphical adjustments, but it runs at 60 frames and it looks really good. It's pretty impressive. So I'd love to see them do something similar here. Maybe they couldn't get it at 60 frames exactly, but if they can get it to be like locked at 40, you can't make any changes, but it looks, similar to this with a little bit more optimization. I think that would be a really, really good, like, you can see that it would be the better of the solutions, right? Than having to mess around with yourself, right? In that sense. So let's do this. I'm going to show you what it looks like on the Legion Go, and then specifically, if you want to see it, Cappy, I can show you what it looks like on the screen of the device. So we can do it that way. But let's take a look at that Legion Go really fast. Oops, wrong thing. Now, the Legion Go is running SteamOS as well. So this will be kind of almost equal in terms of OS performance, but what we'll get a chance to see is like just a little bit more power being put behind it if there's any advantage to it. And because the Z1 processor in the Legion Go is actually, I don't know exactly how much more powerful it is, but it does have like an advantage over the Steam Deck. But in terms of how much, I think it's hard to say. Because it doesn't always mean like you're going to get any better performance. Let me see if I can wake that thing up here real fast. I had it asleep. There we go. And it'll probably be arguing about the signal. It did this the last time too. I thought I had fixed it though. Let me make sure it's up. Okay, it is up there. Do I have it selected here? Yeah, give me 1 second. Custom. It doesn't like... It's getting some weird thing with this. I'll try deactivating it and reactivate it. We had this same thing happen last time and I thought I fixed it. It comes up on one screen, but then it doesn't come up on this screen. And I can't figure out why, unless it's going to a lower resolution. That's what it must be doing. Okay. For some reason, it defaults to 720, but that's okay because in this scenario, it can run most things at like 1080p, but to compare as close as we can, acorns to acorns or whatever you want to say, we'll keep it at 720p. So this is the Legion Go device with SteamOS running on it. And let me pull up. Yeah, it should bring up there it is. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to try and keep it at the exact same settings that we just had. So, but let's get the... There we go. All of the stuff correct. VSync off, uncapped. Motion blur off. We're going to get rid of reflections. We'll put it all to medium. Oh. And FSR we'll put on ultra. So this is pretty much the exact same settings that was on the Steam Deck. You'll be surprised. It's not really a huge huge jump even with the better processor. And it is running on, because with the Legion Go, it has 3 different settings. You have like a BIOS control over the TDP. So you have like low, high, medium, or whatever. You can see it gets 60, but not all the time either. It's not 100%. See that it's dropping down to 50, right? As we move around, go to different areas, it's going to drop down. But this is what I think the Steam Deck could get to. I think they could get it there. I think they just need to do some optimization, some adjustments. Make it very similar to like they did with Skyrim, where it's not really controllable independently. There's just one setting, and that's it. Hey, Reek. Good morning. How are you? Same here. Good to see you. So there we go. Like 50, 60. I mean, it's going to, bounce around a little bit. But again, this isn't running at the max resolution of the Legion Go. This is running at 720p, just like the Steam Deck. But there you can see 40, 47, 48. The further you get out, the more adjustments you'll see. So I think they can tweak it. I think they could get both devices close to, between 40 and 60, if not close to 60 if they made some adjustments. There's 50-ish. So even for all the additional power, I mean, you're getting maybe on average 20 frames more, something like that. Oh, what's going on, man? Just life in general. Yeah, see, there's still that stuttering. I don't know why there's stuttering like when you go up over certain areas. It does it on the Steam Deck as well. Hey, Benevolent Beetle, how are you? Welcome. Exactly. We're all hanging around. Hopefully it makes it a little bit better. Let's go down to that water. We'll kind of see what that reflection... I think we have it on medium reflection, something like that. It shouldn't show really any detail. Little bits of like blurry, patches of like color in the sky and stuff like that are reflecting, but you can see, I mean, even here, like 30s, it just drops down. So it's really all over the place. It jumps around a lot. That's why I'm thinking a patch to stabilize and do some optimization could benefit both devices just the same, because this actually sees a deeper drop than the Steam Deck does. So there's a little bit more consistency to the Steam Deck rather than the Legion Go. The Legion Go can spike up over 60 frames per second, but it can just drop down to 30s at the same time. And let's see, we'll jump into the water. Just kind of take a look. It's really dark. I didn't adjust this one either, so let me go in and make a quick adjustment so I don't die in the water. I might die. I don't know if it keeps running. I can't remember. See if we can bring that brightness up. There it is. That's kind of where it should be right there, but still really dark. underwater. It's a little too dark. A little bit better now. I mean, I think that what time is it in game? Oops, wrong thing. It's early morning, like 5:39, almost 6 o'clock. So it should be getting a little bit lighter. But yeah, I think we can see like it does fluctuate a good bit. Steam Deck's a little bit more, I guess. What would you say? Steam Deck's a little bit more consistent. Yeah, Oblivion. Yep, we were just taking a look at it. I'd showed it across there. We were just going through today's like new release Thursday. We're just looking at like newer games, and I was just talking about like some ideas that you might be able to do to get some more out of this game. But in terms of it, it's going to take a patch to kind of get it to stabilize above 30, and I think they can do it. I think they can get it closer to 60. Like 40 to 60 is what I'm hoping they target. If they do some tricks like they did with Skyrim. Yeah, it's beautiful open world questing. Love it. It's very playable on the devices. It's just you got to be like giving it a little bit of I don't know, give it a little pass here and there on some of the stuff. You could play through the game. There's no doubt about it. But hopefully, like I said, a patch will fix it up. So that is Oblivion. So that's across 3 different devices, kind of like from what it looks like at the best to what it looks like on portable devices. So let me jump out of this. And let's jump to our next game. So we'll do kind of the same thing. We'll do like what it looks like at the best that you can do if you pay tons of money and all that stuff, and then what it looks like on portable devices. So the next game, let me think. Do you guys want to see? Do you want to see the new update for Days Gone? Let's do that one. Let's do that. So I'm going to switch to the 4090. Okay. And let's look at Days Gone with it like full blown settings, everything like that. Give me one sec. Come on, controller. There we go. There it is. So this just came out. Well, Days Gone came out a while ago, but what they did was they just released the Broken Road DLC, which I think is $10. If you already own Days Gone, it brings over a couple different things. It brings over some of the stuff that they did in the remaster version for the PS5, as well as like new game modes. So you get kind of a nice benefit of a couple different things. Oops, it's stuck behind a screen for some reason. Weird. Oh, there we go. It was kind of sticking. It was stuck behind like the Steam window. There we go. Let's see. We'll set it up on this. I'm too worried about stereo and all that stuff. I'm gonna get off screen really fast so I can see. Oh, damn. I don't think it'll work. Will it? It didn't work the last time. Nope. My Stream Deck, not Steam Deck, Stream Deck, is all screwed up right now. For some reason, it's not working with anything. I'm gonna shut it down one more time. We'll try to refire it one more. It makes it so much easier to control these things and to like move through stuff, and for me to jump on and off screen so I can see things behind like what is where I'm sitting at on the screen. Try it one more time. For some reason, the mute was working, but nothing else. I don't know why. It still doesn't want to do it. Oh, now it does. Okay, it is working. All right, let me go back. Yeah, there we go. So that's what I wanted. Good. Got it working again. Um, so if you read the terms of service, this is kind of crazy. I haven't mentioned this to anybody, but um, if you go through and read the terms of service and the EULA and all that stuff, man, Sony is treating this just the way like all the other companies are now, where like if you they have every right to like revoke the game from you, like if you're broadcasting it and you're doing something nefarious on your stream, they've written it into their agreements now for their EULA that like they can revoke the game and like come after you for it. Like you're not to disparage like the way their games are shown. It's kind of crazy. Not that we do that here, but I mean like it's kind of like really overreach from them. Okay, so let's put everything to very high. Again, we're going to be showing it on a PC that can, kind of do that. Motion blur. I hate motion blur just in general, so I turn it off all the time. And let's see. Yeah. Oh, display. So let's put it up to windowed, full screen windowed. Let's go all the way up to 4K. Oh, it won't allow me, will it? It may not allow me right now. Because it thinks it sees this screen. There we go. I have to do it at full screen. There it is. And we'll leave VSync on. So I think that should be the max settings that we can get. Let's just see. Yeah, I think so. With it very high. So this is, we'll just continue from where I'm at. Then we'll take a look at like horde mode as we go. Yeah, I know. Owning games is a weird thing today. Everybody wants to claim that we're just licensing them. I don't know. It is very strange. Okay, it's kind of dark because we're in the evening time. I don't think we can make it jump. But let's see if we can maybe bring up the brightness. Slightly. There we go. It's probably a little bit overblown now from turning the brightness up, but in general, I mean, we're getting somewhere around 120, 115 frames per second. I don't know where the motorcycle is. I have everything. I like playing the game with everything turned off. So, but it makes it hard when I need to find out like where my stuff is. I think it was this a nest. I think there's a nest up here. Oh, the bike's over there. Okay, let's go jump on the bike. Take out a zombie or two while we're here. I mean, it doesn't really, to me, in terms of like the remaster, it didn't really look graphically like it changed. I think PC already had like a lot of the benefits. Oops, the zombie wants to be near me. The PC already had kind of the benefits. So I don't think it really got much. It got the new modes and things like that. Maybe something to do with textures, but there wasn't a ton of stuff. Okay, come on. Where's my bike? Where's the bike? Wow, I must have left that thing sitting somewhere. Holy cow. Oh, there it is. There it is. Can I get on it? Or are they going to kill me? They're going to kill me. Okay. See if we can hurry up and... Oh, it's down. Yeah, I got to kill him. Oh. They got me. Well, we can kind of see, though. I mean, I wanted to see it more in the daytime, because that's where the game like really shines. I think if we go up this way, we might bypass them. I know. Yeah, I know. Again. I think Days Gone looked amazing regardless. So I don't think it really does a ton of stuff for the PC because the PC always really looked good. I think it was mainly for like the PS5 they were doing the update for. Okay, let's actually jump out of this and we'll go into the horde mode because I think horde mode takes place in the daytime at the beginning. So I think we can see it with all of like the sun rays and all that stuff. All right, let's see. Yep. This is the new one. So you can kind of set up your stuff how you want the horde assaults to go, like the areas. We're just going to do one of the towers. And then you can pick your guys like if you want Boozer or you can have any of the characters really that were main characters. There we go. You can do injectors to make the game harder or less difficult, kind of stuff like that. I mean, it's a neat setting. There wasn't for $10, and really, I wouldn't spend the $10. I would go maybe to something like CD Keys and buy it for $7 or $7.50. It just, there's no reason to pay like the full price if you can get it on sale. I always like to start you off with like just a crowd running at you. Okay. But yeah, the game looks really good. Still looks beautiful, but I don't see like a huge difference from like owning it on PC for the past couple of years. Oh, we better run. We better run. No. See if we can get on the bike. There we go. Oh, why didn't I get on the bike? Jeez. Okay. Get on bike. Oh my God. There we go. Nope. We'll go down into like the ravine and stuff like that. Yeah, the game looks beautiful though. So now that we see it on here, I mean, it's running full steam. Let's jump over to the Steam Deck and get an idea of how it looks on there. Yeah, it's an excellent game, by the way. If you've never played it, it's well worth it. All right, let's jump to the Steam Deck. And this thing should work now. There we go. I just gotta wait for the controller to connect. There we go. So this is on the Steam Deck OLED. Again, we're plugged in. Don't have to do anything special for the game. And you'll be surprised. This one, they did a pretty good job. Sony's actually gotten better at patching. Pretty much right now, they've gotten really good at like putting a game out that runs at the best frame rate possible. But they did go back and do some patching. They did some adjustments for the Steam Deck and things like that on a lot of their games. So they've done a pretty good job. Now it'll take forever. Sometimes the Steam Deck will sit here and like hang. I don't think I had to change anything. Compatibility. I don't think we have to. I think it's just hanging for some reason. Maybe it's waiting for the other game to close out fully. Sometimes when you're jumping between the devices and they're both online, it'll cause some issues. There it goes. I think it was waiting for the sync to end on the one and then to sync it on this one. But yeah, the horde mode's kind of fun. I think there was another thing that they did, and then they claimed, like I said, that they improved the performance, which maybe it did help with the Steam Deck. Maybe it's something to do with like the lower textures were increased. I don't know. Is it running in the background? Oh, there it goes. I don't know if it was stuck in the background or not. It did that on the PC as well. I'm gonna bring my desk down. Okay. I don't hear the audio. Maybe something's low on it. Is it there? I'm waiting for some audio to come in. Okay, there we go. Just gonna go through this. Oops. This is why I jumped off screen the first time. There we go. Oh, I hear it. It's just like really low. I'll see if I can adjust that for you. Let's turn it up a bit. Okay, so might as well we'll just do the horde challenge as well. That way we get to see it in the daytime. But let's just take a look. So 1280 by 720. It does support 800p. It's just the capture card won't do 800 resolution. Yeah, pretty much everything else is set there. Now it's on high here. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to drop it down to low, and then we'll bring it up from that point. So you can kind of see like the lowest setting and the best frame rate, and then we'll adjust it as we go in between. Okay. We'll just do the exact same.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't want Boozer. I don't care, really. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Okay. So you can see, I mean, the Steam Deck handles it pretty well. With the crowds, I mean, I've seen it with decent sized zombie assaults and hordes, and it was holding steady at like 35. Okay, let's see if he can get on the bike now. But like 40, 47, you know, it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but it's actually pretty steady across the board. Oh boy, another group. I think I'm going to go this way. Oh, and Boozer's got his arm back. Okay, get on the bike. There we go. We'll kind of go the exact same route. Water effect in them rather than a reflection. So if we go in and we adjust the graphics up to medium, because we are on low, I think we'll see a little bit of that disappear and look a little bit better without impacting too much. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, not as shiny everywhere, right? It actually looks like there's water rather than just like glass on the floor or glass on the ground. And it didn't do too bad. I mean, it dropped it down below 40, but it's not too far. And there's a lot of water in this area, so it's dealing with a lot of that. Let's go down and look at the water. Kind of in like a swamp. There we go. There's water. I mean, the water still looks pretty decent, especially like when you're looking at this and playing it on the screen of the Steam Deck, rather than like having it blown up on your monitor or something like that. Because for me, I would probably say the streamer, in terms of this setup, has the worst experience. Because it's blown up on like a bigger screen and it's only 720p, right? So like it's probably, I don't know what it'd be comparable to here. Trying to think. It's probably trying to blow a 720p image up to like 1440p, something like that. So like almost double it. But on the actual Steam Deck device itself, it looks really good.
God damn it!
Oh. Man, my bike is really bad. Look at the smoke coming out of that thing. Let's get back up on the road here. Oh, there we go. Oh no.
Damn it.
There we go. You still get all the nice like sun rays coming through, and the game still looks really good. So, yeah, for this game, I think it's pretty optimized. It probably has, like, I doubt they can do much more with this. But on medium settings, you're probably going to get the best experience. If we do go up to high, I think we're going to be close to 30. Oops, wrong thing. And in certain areas, it will probably drop down. But you're not really seeing a big difference, right? Here. Oh, I hear him coming. I have to move.
Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
He's got me stuck now.
Damn it!
We could probably go in.
Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch!
Okay. Am I out? There we go. I got stuck in there. We could probably make some adjustments and maybe keep it above 30. But it's not going to be like having FSR built into the actual like game itself. I'd probably rather have it in there, obviously, but it's, yeah, I mean, maybe doing it a little bit more, maybe doing some effort to keep it above 30 or like at 30. I don't know if we can get a horde. I'm going to try to show that in the Steam Deck video where I think it's edited in where there's actually a horde. I thought they were here. Like, it was a pretty good size. It came out of the woods. I don't know. Maybe it's further into the woods. Maybe it's actually not near that camp. But let's jump over to the Legion Go. Let's take a look at it on there with a little bit more power. See what it looks like. So I'm just going to drop this. Let's flip over to there. There we go. Now this is the Legion Go. It is running at 720p, so it's going to be very comparable in terms of like quality. And it is running Steam OS. That was on, so I showed low, medium was the best, and then what we were looking at very last was high settings. And then I adjusted like adding in the FSR that was built into the Steam Deck itself. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't mess with that. I would just put it on medium. It looked really good on medium, but there'll be a video, Cappy, that comes out later. I'll try to switch it so it comes out today, and then that'll show you those settings. It'll be like labeled like, hey, this is, you know, medium 720p or 800p with, you know, any special stuff turned on or off. If you've seen any of those, I did one for the Legion Go, and it with that game running on it, and it shows like, hey, this is what it looks like running on low, medium, high, that type of stuff. But I'll try to make sure that's out today. So this is the Legion Go running SteamOS. It won't be at the max resolution. It's going to be running like 720p. Let's see here. Yeah, all that looks good. Confirm. And then graphics-wise, let's put it on low. We'll start off on low again, and then we'll go up from there. And we'll just do the exact same area. But let's use Young Deacon. When he was happier. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. I just want to get to my bike. Okay, I think I got him. You can see this one obviously has that little extra power that'll get it to 60, where the Steam Deck was doing roughly 45, something like that. So there is some little extra power in the Legion Go, as we discussed, but it also comes with more battery drain, right? Like for games that don't require that, you definitely don't get as much playtime. The Steam Deck probably doubles the amount of playtime that you get for games running like, you know, closer to 15 watts or something like that. All right, let's get up here. So yeah, you can still see, I mean, it looks very similar with like that, like, I don't know, that like glass or mirror reflection rather than actual reflection, like even off in the distance. So while you're getting 60, you really probably wouldn't want to play it that way. So let's go to medium settings. Oh, all the way up here. Quality. There we go. So this is probably more like the way you would want to play. This is like the limited, you know, reflection, stuff like that. It can still get close to 60. It's not going to hold it. It'll bounce around a little bit, but it'll be around 50, 55 most of the time. There we go. I thought this is where the horde came from, right in here. No, maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go down a little bit. There was a big horde that jumped out at me. Is this a waterfall? It is. Oh, my Lord. I don't know what happens if you go over that. We'll go up this way. Actually, is he in an area we can't get out of? Yeah, I think we have to go down the... All right, here we go. Yeah, that bike can handle it. But yeah, medium you can still get 60, so let's go up a little bit more. You can get up to 60. It doesn't hold at 60. Let's go all the way up to... Well, let's go very high. Let's see what it'll do. Will it keep us... Okay, there's very high 720p on the Legion Go. It's getting about 44 frames, something like that, 45. Probably going to stay well above 40. But it's not a huge difference. I mean, yes, there's a little bit of like more shadowing and stuff like that, but the game looks pretty good on medium. The one advantage the Legion Go does have, if you do put it into like 1080p, it can, I don't know, if you put it in 1080p on medium, I think it holds around 45, something like that. Very similar performance here. It does look pretty good on the device, but again, like even the Steam Deck at the medium settings looks really good on the actual device screen. Let's see if we can get a horde to come after us. See, there we dropped to 30 when we were near the fire. Now we're at like 35. Let's go back to... There's like a lot of stuff going on. Shadows, ray tracing through the trees. Not ray tracing, but God rays, stuff like that. Flames. Let's see if we drop this down to medium, what it does. Again, not a huge difference. I mean, there's some, granted, but there's not a lot. And medium gives this device, 60 frames in this area where, well, close to 60. Where on the other one it got a little bit, you'd probably be like closer to 35, 40 on the Steam Deck in this area on medium. Maybe 40. I bet 40, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the game looks good overall. I don't think it's going to be a bad experience either way. This one is pretty well optimized. Let's see. Let's jump out of here. Do we want to just hit all 3 big games? And do Expedition 33? And then we can take a look at Cthulhu Keeper, Steigen, and where was it? Well, we could look at that Fiend Rise and the... where'd the other one go? The little slot machine one. I don't know. It disappeared on me. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump over to... jump back here to the big PC. And let's take a look at Expedition 33. Claire Obscure. There we go. Maybe. It's still trying to connect over. Oh, I thought it did. It does not want to connect back to the dongle. There it did. The other one we're going to take a look at is Clover Pit. But let's go Expedition 33. All these came out roughly in the last week, so. Now again, this will be maxed out settings. Now you see it at 720, but it will be 4K. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make an adjustment here. Since we're about midway through, I'll just let everybody know. We're going to be doing... I'm still setting it up, but if you haven't... How loud is that? It sounds like really loud. It is a little bit louder. I'm going to turn down. I'm setting up like a movie night over on the Discord. And it's not going to be really movies, but we're going to take a look at like making of videos and stuff like that, and like some old E3 footage. Since we're close to the E3 time frame coming up. I don't have the date specifically. I'm trying to figure out what day it works, but I was going to put the... if you haven't joined the Discord, you can jump over there by clicking this link. I'm going to drop that in chat. There we go. All right. let's see. And like I said, in the Discord, I'll let everybody know what day I'm planning for us to do. It'll probably be in the evening, roughly, but we'll try to make it to where it's not super late for East Coasters or for anybody outside of the Pacific Northwest. So I'll try to make sure that it's at a reasonable time. But I'm hoping to do it sometime in the beginning of May. That we'll try the first one. If people like it, we'll do more of them. Let's see. So let's take a look at all settings on Max. So this is on Epic with DLSS on, but DLAA where it doesn't change anything. It's basically native. Let's see. And everything else is set to Epic. So this is the best the game can look, essentially. And I'm a little further into it. Not sure exactly. I haven't played a lot of the game. I haven't had a chance to. But it does look really nice. Oh yeah, we're under a tree or something like that. And I think I just got here, so I'm not 100% sure where to go. Can we drop down? Yeah. Be a beautiful game, though. It does look really nice. There we go. I think there's a battle coming up. So this runs extremely well. There's no issues with it.
I'm ready.
Oh, that's right. I got a parry. I don't know how to do it. There we go. Oh, killed her. It wiped me out. The parrying is a little weird to get used to. I don't know. They have a lot of like stagger and like fake outs and stuff like that. So it's like sometimes worse than like Dark Souls. Can we do heals ahead of time? It's really dark though. Let me brighten this up. I think it's a little too dark. Brightness. There we go. I don't know if that really helped or not. It kind of did. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Do we have the ability to heal? Quest items. Items. Yeah, I don't think I have a ton of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm sitting on something maybe though. Discard. No, we don't need to discard anything. What? I can't get out of it. There we go. Does she still have a weapon though? Yeah. That was weird. Heal party. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, let's go try another battle. Actually, this is the way to go? Yeah. But yeah, it's a very, very nice looking game. Here we go. Here's a guy. We'll do one battle and then we'll jump to the other devices. Just to get an idea. And hopefully I can get through it. Nope. There we go.
Ready to evade.
There it is. Okay, cool. Now we get a chance. Let's see. Skills. Emulsion. That quick time event is like really fast. Okay, this guy has the ability to just shoot without taking action. There we go. So he kind of does like a lot of damage before even starting an action. Here we go for this guy.
I'm ready.
evade is so horrible. Yep.
Let us stay then.
Okay, cool.
Feel the burn.
See if we can do. I can never hit that. It is super fast. Yeah, we'll just go straight for him.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
Let the ink flow.
I think we can do one more.
Feel the burn.
Oh, I got it that time. Nope, I mean, need to heal her. I don't have anything. Okay, well, it's me and this guy. There we go. And of course I missed the parry altogether. And he kills me. Well, that's kind of like, you know, what you can expect, right? The look of it. The movies are really impressive. But again, that's like at the highest level. So let's take a look at it on Steam Deck. And we'll look right in, you know, the general vicinity of that. Okay, there's Steam Deck. And where is it? There it is. Okay. Let's see. This one, we'll probably start, you know, again, the same way. We'll just like lower it down. Not sure what I had it set on because I already put a video out for this. Looks like high. Was it? Or was it low? Oh, that's right. This one, no. They kind of control the way that it is. So it's very much like that Skyrim solution that Bethesda did, where they kind of take away the ability to adjust the graphics, like settings in terms of like texture quality and things like that. And they leave it all up to like their setting. And then the only thing you can really adjust is like motion blur, and you can adjust like the scaling and stuff like that. The other thing I'm going to do is take off the FSR that we turned on. Okay, cool. Okay, it's off. So don't have to worry about that. So they only support two things. They support TSR and then they support XeSS, which I think is what the Intel version of upscaler. But TSR, that's what I've been working with. Let's put it on low. And motion blur off. Brightness is up. Everything else is turned on. So let's see what we get now. Now, granted, I believe they have it locked to 30. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it ever went over that, so. But again, on that condensed screen, it really looks nice. In here, I mean, it's not a game that you need 60 necessarily, I don't think. Let's see. He's going to attack. Yep.
Take cover.
Let's see if my parrying skills have come up. Nope. Nope. Nope, not at all. Already took him down. Horrible. Let's see, emulsion.
Feel the burn.
Please. Yeah.
Ready to evade.
I just keep hitting it. I don't know. I'm horrible with the parrying in this game. Let's see. He's on fire, so let's set the other guy on fire. Yeah.
Feel the burn.
Missed it. I don't think we're going to survive this round. No. Let's go back in. We'll do it one more time. See if I can't get a better feel for it. There we go. We are healed though, right? I have to get off the screen to be able to see that. Yeah, we're all healed up. Oops. There we go. Oh no, I came this way. So we do have to go back that way. You can switch your characters, which is kind of an interesting thing if you'd rather be looking at her instead of him. You can see her the whole time you're walking or running somewhere. It does have some like weird, not weird, but like Dark Souls style things where you can save at like campfires or bonfire kind of things. Here, let's fight this guy. Okay, only two of them. I think we'll be better off. Maybe not. Ah.
Let me flow.
Okay. Oop. Do your heat.
Feel the burn.
And then he's got his gun, so we can take out their little brain, glowing brain. Okay.
A storm is coming.
Yeah, we'll just do our normal attack. I thought we would have defeated him by now. Oh, he doesn't have the emulsion burn anymore. There we go. Cool. So let's turn. The one thing we can go in and adjust is. Oops, there we go. Is the TSR quality. Yeah, that's the only thing we really have a choice to. And we'll put this on, like, let's just do it on high. See how that performs. Yeah, it still holds at 30. That's what I thought. They took out all of the ability to adjust anything. Well, I guess it does drop a little bit, like 29, 30. It's a little slight drop.
Well, that will help.
Burning shots. Well, I guess we got to go back the other way. Towards the ones that were beating me. Or through this cave, maybe? Nope. Yeah, we'll go a little bit. We'll do one more battle, and then we'll jump over to the Legion Go and take a look at it. But again, you can kind of imagine it's going to be very similar because the Legion Go thinks it's a Steam Deck, essentially.
Take cover.
There's 28, 27. So in the battles, it's gone down a little bit. Ooh. Horrible. There we go. Try.
Feel the burn. I'll do it.
Didn't get too far with it. Getting better.
Ready to evade.
Not there.
Not looking good.
Okay, he's still burning, so we can hopefully damage this guy with it.
Feel the burn.
Almost. Ah, he got me. So that's what it looks like. I mean, Steam Deck's not going to have too many options, so it's not going to really make much of a difference, but it looks pretty good on it. And it's playable, but they do lock it to 30. So let's jump to the Legion Go with SteamOS running on it. There we go. And we'll kind of see what it performs like on there. And then we'll start into the newer games. So that was 3 big games, 3 big game releases or something like that. Figured go with those first. Knock them out of the way. Now again, the way that the developer would see this, the Legion Go with SteamOS running on it, it's basically a Steam Deck. So they're probably going to limit the options that we have, even though that we potentially could make some adjustments that would make the game maybe run a little bit better than the Steam Deck itself. But if we go into settings, we go to graphics, you can see everything, all of the options we had on the Windows PC where we could change it to like medium, low, high, epic, all of that stuff's gone. And let's see. So we know that this is going to be on low just fine. Let's put it on epic and see if it holds 30 frames per second. It should. And I don't think we have to spend too much time on it. Yeah, there we go. It's going to fluctuate a little bit because it's not the exact processor that it's expecting. But yeah, you really get no option to make any adjustments. I think we're at the opposite end. We got to go back this way. Well, there it is. It's on Epic. It's actually dropping into the low or mid 20s, below 30. Let's see what it does in a battle.
Get ready.
Hits me when I'm drinking. Already killed her. Hate this. You've really got to practice and play it more to be able to do some of this, I think. Quick timed events were never my favorite thing. There we go. Can we get this dude from all the way over here? Nope. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, I used all that up. Now, can I do 3 perfect? No, I can't. Let's do it one more time. We'll run back. Actually, you know what I will do is let's drop it down to high in terms of TSR. And let's see what that does. None of it's really going to have the same impact as like FSR would, potentially. Because both chipsets in the Legion Go and the Steam Deck are AMD, so... Try him again. I don't have any heals. Unless I can go around him. It's in here. Oh, I was going to try to get. Alright, let's see if we can do this. There's so many variations of like how they... I'll just keep hitting it. Nope, I got hit. Okay. I just want her to stay alive to be able to try something. That would have been nice if he would have stayed alive. Let's see, emulsion. I missed it. I think I'm in an area, I don't know, maybe I'm in an area where I shouldn't be, but it is definitely a little bit difficult. So, but you can see, I mean, there's no real difference. Like the Steam Deck or the Steam, or like the Legion Go with Steam OS on it, it's still seen as a Steam Deck, so it's not going to really be anything that you can adjust. The developers decide to go with the ability to lock down like the texture quality and all of that stuff, so you can't change it for these devices. Even if you've got more power technically, it doesn't see it anything different. So let's jump out of this. And then let's go on to like one of the newer games that we've got to take a look at. And we may have to use mouse and keyboard, and it may not work as easily as it does when everything's set, because some of these are indie games. They're not necessarily going to be set up for controller. So let's take a look at, let's look at... Actually, before we jump in, so we'll look at two more. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at Cthulhu Keeper and Clover Pit after we look at Steigen. And we're going to look at Steigen on the Steam Deck specifically because, well, Steam Deck and the Legion Go, because it didn't run last time. This is one of those scenarios where the developer actually didn't even believe they were going to support Steam Deck. They weren't doing anything. And this is kind of common. I've talked about it a little bit before. It's kind of common that developers don't even think about Steam Deck when they're building. They're just not even concerned about it because it's not a major device to be out there in comparison to like millions of PCs running, tens of millions maybe running, 1080p, or sorry, the 1080 NVIDIA cards or 1090s or whatever, that series, the 1000 series. Or maybe even the 2000 series NVIDIA cards. There's tens of millions of devices with those on them. The Steam Deck, I think it's maybe at 5 million units. I can't even remember what the last number was that was estimated to be at. Even if it's like, 8 million, it still doesn't necessarily reach the level that a developer is going to be concerned about it right off the bat. But the developer of this game did put out in a statement, or at least a post on Steam, that they weren't promising it, but they were going to consider getting the game running on Steam Deck if they could. And essentially what would happen before, it would go through all of this, and this is pre-patch. It would go through all of this, you'd go in, make your adjustments for your settings, and when you go to start the game, it would just stop. It would just die, freeze, lock up. It wouldn't do anything. Now it'll actually go in and you can play it. But they still haven't really optimized it as far as I know. So there probably is going to be another patch if they want to keep going down this road, and they'll probably go in and try to make it run a little bit better. So let's do, let's just put it on low. Save that. And we'll just start from the docks where I'm at right now. But yeah, it would be on this screen. That little thing would be spinning behind me right there.
it would stop spinning, and then the game would just freeze and lock the device up. So they did get it to where it now runs beyond this point, and you can start playing the game. There we go. Not that it's running, again, especially well. You know, we're in the teens right now in terms of frame rate, but they didn't promise that it would run on Steam Deck, so now it does run on Steam Deck. So now they're, you know, they've really got to like go in there and see if they can put effort towards getting it to perform better. But that was just to catch up from the last show we did last Thursday. That, or maybe it was 2 Thursdays ago, that the game wouldn't even run. The developer has gotten it running, but it still has some issues. So let's see, temporal 3D resolution. Yeah, we can't really turn anything else down. Maybe we can do this. Let's go down to 30. See what it does. It brings it up a little bit, makes it a little more playable. We're close to 30 now, but man, it's blurry as hell. It might look better on the actual screen.
Is that a corpse? Where in the hell have I washed up?
I think there's a guy in here that we got to take a look at. On this stream, it's probably going to be like really blown up. Like for me, it's really tough to look at. But on the screen of the device, it's going to be a little bit more condensed. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay, got to find something to fix his wound. And I think it's like cloth, isn't it? Bandage. We need rags. Let's see if we can find some rags. There's a rag. There's a rag. Might have to go search. It's kind of a scary Lovecraftian game. So it is a horror game. You do have weapons and things like that. It somewhat looks a little bit like a Resident Evil like 8 in terms of, you know, having the ability to fight. Let's see. Is there anything in this one? I don't know if I can get in here or not. Nope, it's blocked. But yeah, I mean, we're holding at about 29.
Not deserted after all. At least not by feral mutts.
I think there's a knife that I need to grab back here. Let's see if I can pick that up. I thought it was... Yeah, in this guy's neck. Perfect. It does give that vibe of like Resident Evil Village, you know, where you're in the village. Okay. Let's swipe with our right. Hey, get out of here. Okay, I was able to get him. For golden teeth. Guess that's going to be our currency. Oh. I think I have a lighter, don't I? I did in the demo, or in the beginning of the game, but I don't think I have it now, maybe. Something I need? I can't really even see. It's so dark. A totem. I can only carry the crate. Oh, here's some rags. Oh, no. There's a rag. And another rag. So we have enough for heal. Let's go see if we can heal that guy. I'd rather heal myself, but I think my health returns gradually. We'll see if we can can't get this, and then we'll check it out on the Legion Go. Let's craft something for him. Bandage. Here, I have a bandage. Marky, is that you? Yes, it's Mark. Mark, you still breathe? I swear. I didn't want to shoot you. I sent her away before it took me again. The church lady got her. Can't see. Did you kill Mark? No. Mark, you're here. I didn't. I'm slipping. The Reaper pulls. I can't breathe. Let me help you. You're unaware. Use bandage. Keep bandage and leave him. Yeah, we're keeping it. But we got the gate key. And we lost a little bit of ourself. All right, let's get through the gate and then we'll jump over to the other one. So I think it may give me a save point.
Finally, some sign of life. You there? I need help.
Uh-oh. Somebody shot us? Oh, hey, it's our friend. Okay, I think this is where it'll save. So let's do this. I'm going to quit out, and we're going to go over to the Legion Go, and we're going to try it on there. Oh, yeah, I was already playing somewhere. It's going to flip. It's going to say like, hey, you were up to something. You were trying to play on 2 different machines. It'll probably have to have me log in again. Oh, it's because I'm trying to play this again. Every once in a while, Steam, unless you have your Steam devices, like you can play the same game on your Steam Deck and your PC at the exact same time. You just have to put the Steam Deck into like offline mode, essentially. There we go. And if you don't, you get that warning, kind of like what it just did there. So we're going to try the exact same. We'll go with like the lowest settings, see how it runs. Again, the game's a little rough right now for these portable devices, but they're trying. Now, I think we did test this on the Legion Go when it had Windows on it, and it ran okay. It was still like below 60, but it did run okay. Let's see. So, again, it sees it kind of like it is like a Steam Deck to it right now because it is, running SteamOS. Yeah, we'll put everything on low, and we're going to leave it at 50% instead of 3D resolution being at 30%. We'll see if that does a good enough job here with that extra power from that processor. But it should still be running 720p. I know it said 1080, but the stream is limited to 720 and the device is limited to 720 as well. Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's still, even with all that extra power that the Legion Go has, it's still struggling to get at 30 with the lowest settings, without having to drop it well below that. Unfortunately, we got to go get that rag. Actually, it may be running. It does look like it's running at 1080p. It does. So let's go in and let's adjust this down to 720p, which is what would be comparable to the Steam Deck, or to the Steam Deck itself. Okay, yeah, with it at 720p, it's closer to 40 frames per second. That makes sense.
A corpse?
So Legion Go does have a little bit more power. It just does. And with SteamOS, it is running so much better. It's a much better experience.
Not deserted after all. By feral mutts.
Bad dog. Bad dog. Okay. Grab my gold teeth. Gotta get our rags. Rag. I think there was anything else that we needed. I don't know why it had this like crate to carry it. It's so dark in here, I can't really tell. It could be that there's something hidden up on the top. Yeah, so we don't have any upscaling or anything like that happening. And we didn't on the Steam Deck as well. It's just we were turned down. Well, we did kind of. We turned the 3D resolution all the way down. Well, to 30%. Okay, get this stuff out of the way. Come on.
Another body.
There we go.
Wait, no. This poor fellow still clings to life.
We're going to keep the bandage for herself. Let's see. I'm here. I have a bandage. What happened? It's Jack. Keep the bandage and leave him. Okay, we got the key. There we go.
Finally, some sign of life. You
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look horrible.
help?
It's built to be a little bit like depressing and horror-ish. So I think again, playing it on the smaller screen, especially if you were to bump this one up to 1080p and get it close to 30, it's going to look really good. But if you keep it at 720 on that screen, it's going to look fine too. There is a big difference though between like 720p on the Legion Go and or 800p on the Legion Go and 800p on the Steam Deck. The OLED screen just looks so much better
I do not
with that like infinite contrast.
orifices. You're not fully shielded against the unknown. It's a miracle your brain hasn't outright recoiled. There are no boats, and do not forget your father. Something dark brews here. But perhaps an opportunity has risen. A true expedition. A festering malaise flows from the Brasco's mansion. While
go.
you dozed, I snooped. He shall, without surprise. Oh, and if you desperately need me but cannot be...
Okay, cool.
What a bizarre mirror. Are there shadows beyond the glass? No. Just a trick of light.
We can save, but it ruins it. Interesting. I didn't have a chance to play through any of this really because I wanted to make sure that it would run on Steam Deck before I started. It does look really close. It reminds me a lot of like Resident Evil Village. Maybe not exactly, but definitely feels like it.
A damp map. How convenient.
We're about 30, yeah, 34, 33. It's not like mind blowing, but I think like they've got it running. So the next thing for them to do is to like optimize everything. Yeah, I don't think I have. Oh, I do have a lighter. That helps a little bit. Yeah, all sorts of stuff to pick up. Jump? Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay. I just wanted to show this because we looked at it last time and the game did not run at all except on Windows. But now it's running perfectly fine on, well, perfectly fine being it starts, it runs. Is it optimized? No, I don't think the developers have had time to do that. They were just focused on working on the Windows build, and then they did make it run on the Steam Deck itself. That's probably not good. Couple guys walking around. Okay. Let's call it good here. And then I will do a video. I've got 2 videos to do for this anyhow, so one of them is coming up tomorrow, since we're going to bring forward the other game that we were looking at, the Expedition 33 on the Steam Deck. So, okay, Days Gone on the Steam Deck. Let's take a look at, and for the next 2, we'll probably just look at it on Steam Deck along with the PC, because I need to be able to see it on, to be able to control it on the mouse and keyboard mostly. So we looked at that, and that today. Let's take a look at Cthulhu Keeper. Oh, I didn't have it installed. Well, we'll install it. So let's swap our plan. Let's take a look at Clover Pit. Clover Pit is interesting. It's like take Inscription and take Buckshot Roulette and mix those 2 together. It's kind of like that gambling-like, that's what I'm terming it, gambling-like genre of games. Balatro would be one. What are some of the other? Bingo or Bango Bango or whatever it is. Bingo is another one where it's like a roulette wheel. This is like a slot machine. So it's kind of, I guess, in the same vein of, what is it? Landlord? Oh, what's it called? Something Landlord. Luck Be a Landlord. But it's a horror-ish type of Luck Be a Landlord with kind of that Buckshot Roulette Inscription type gameplay. So let's just do a new run. And I'm going to make an adjustment here. There we go. So this one, you're in this room. You can't really do anything else. You're just in the room. You can move around a little bit, but you've got like an ATM. You've got some other stuff. You got some stuff that you don't know what it does. You've got reading information, which is just their, feedback. You've got a toilet for some reason. You've got these little items that increase your chances of having better spins. You've got multiple different types of currency. You have tickets, and you've got, the gold or whatever, the coins that you win out of the slot machine. You've got a phone that you got to answer every once in a while. And then you got a trap door. And the trap door opens if you're not doing well, right? In that sense. So, and then some dead bodies. There's all sorts of stuff to look at, right? Like, you can definitely see their inspirations that they're getting from Inscription and Buckshot Roulette and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and spin. So obviously you're getting tickets and you're getting your coins. But you've got to make enough for each round to be able to get to the next round. You're basically paying rent to stay in this room. Do we have one more? There we go. So you turn over to your ATM, you get your ticket, and you get some coins, and then it tells you like your balance. So you owe a debt. So you're trying to pay that debt back. Like right now, I owe 45 coins, something like that. Hey, Sam, welcome. Is there a new Steam Deck coming out? They haven't said anything yet. I would imagine that they probably will, but I think Valve is trying to, get maybe through the rest of the year. Let the Switch 2 launch, and then maybe start investigating, you know, maybe talking about like, oh, here's what the Steam Deck 2 will look like, right? I think that you're probably going to see more devices like the Legion Goes and stuff like that, the ROG Ally, the, you know, the MSI Claw and stuff like that. They'll have like a second version. I know that they've talked about Legion Go 2 already. I believe the MSI Claw 2 is coming. So there are some like that, but the Steam Deck 2 has not been announced. They haven't really talked about it. But welcome. How are you? Let's see. So we get a key here. That's your final reward. Oh, that gets us out of the room. Now, this is still a demo, so obviously they're not completely done with it. But so I can use those tickets to grab stuff. Let's see. We've got +2 spins per round. Triggered by a red button. There is a red button on the thing. I haven't used it yet. You get another red button. Plus 20% chance for coins to have golden modifiers. 20% chance for bells to have a modifier. Let's do the extra spins. Oh, we only have 3. Let's go back and gamble a little bit. Wait, how much do I have? 23. Yeah, I don't have enough. I can't really pay any debt down right now on this thing. There we go. Look at all those cherries. Still didn't give us enough to pay off that debt that we have. Well, we get a bunch of spins, so 1 spin after this. Okay, nothing left. You get our ticket. Ooh, okay, yeah, see, you have 1 round, so the next round, if you don't pay the debt off right now, which I have enough to pay it off just barely, you will fall through the trapdoor. So essentially we can spend our tickets, get our extra 2 spins. Now we have to spend our money here. Is it 1 by 1? I think it might be. I should probably leave. I want to be able to spin 7 times. So let's do that. We should make enough. Okay, is it going to let me do it? Yeah, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. We've got enough now to pay it off, but we still need like 7 more, so to be able to do the next round. We need a modifier or something like that to give us more. Two left. For all those spins, we really didn't get much out of it. Nothing. Okay. Pay now or you find out what happens. Yeah, we don't want to find out. Okay. Okay, so they give us a next deadline. So again, like in Luck Be a Landlord, it was the same idea where you would get to the end of the day and then you would like pay your rent and then like the rent goes up by $50 more. So then you got to just go right back at it. You need to reach 200. Okay. And then the phone will ring and stuff like that. So you get like your benefits. So I can borrow some green. So I get 5 tickets. It's time I'm betting on green. Add the florid modifier plus 1 ticket when deadline ends or double jackpot's value. I'm going to take this because the jackpot, I've never seen it hit the jackpot. So let's grab a ticket. The tickets do change. Grant 7 luck plus 7 for the last spin of the round. If a 666 is going to be triggered, transform it into symbols. Symbol multiplier +1 when the bonus grows by 1 whenever +5 patterns triggered during a spin. Oh, some of these things, they get like so technical. Okay, we'll do this one. All right, 200, huh? Okay, let's see. I think we can mess with that thing. Oh yeah, we can check with voicemail. Oh, it just goes back through like all the stuff you've done. It like keeps track of it. Now, once we're done here, we'll jump over to the Steam Deck and give it a try. I mean, obviously, it's going to run just fine. But you do it. I think this one you might be able to do with controller. I'm using mouse and keyboard right now on the PC build, but okay, there's the luck kind of thing. Okay, not super amazing. We got 3 tickets. Yeah, we got to pay up to 200. We don't have much. Let's see. Congratulations, you unlocked a nuclear button. All right. What is this one? Fake coin triggers randomly. +1 extra spin. Triggers randomly. Yeah, so these are just additional modifiers. We do have 4. Let's see. I'd like to get through one more thing, so let's try it one more time. There's nothing interesting enough for me to try. And these one-armed bandits. There we go. Not a lot. You need multipliers for sure. Come on. Damn. Oh, all diamonds now. That's huge. Only +50. Total 200. Okay, we got our money, so we can pay for our next round. Ooh. But we don't have to pay it just yet. Let's see. Can we... You know, let's play this one out and then we'll jump over. I don't think I'll get lucky enough to keep going. Let's just pay our tab off. There we go. You can now encounter the pattern 666 if you score it at the... I'm sitting on top of it. What's it say? If you score it at the slot machine, you'll lose all money earned in that round. Ooh. Need to reach the... You now need to reach 666. Okay. So got a bunch of tickets. Oh, and they took away the one that I could have like stopped it from hitting 666. Damn it. I like cryptic values. Double your clover tickets. Set to your coins to 0. No. There's nothing in the fridge but mold. Have the chance to manifest lemons. I don't care about the price. Make 2 random lucky charms in the store free, but set your tickets to 0. I think I'll pay. So let's do this one. Holy Bible ambitions. Pattern multipliers +1. If a 666 is going to trigger, transform it into symbols, then discard this charm. So it's just like a one-time luck use. Plus 20% chance for diamonds to have gold modifier. Grandma's purse. Interest increased by 15%, but decreases by 3% after every round. Okay. And then you get another button. Let's do this one. and that one. What's this thing mean now? There's the junk you just have laying on your table. All right. Let's go. That was nice, though, hitting like all those. Oh, almost. It's like being in Vegas. This is... Oh, this is our last one. There's our there's our luck. Okay. And it's not amazing because we've still got a lot to go. I mean, I guess we could do Grandma's purse. So we'll get a little bit more interest this time. Ooh. Come on. There's the luck. Okay. We're getting this really as close as we need. We only have one ticket. How much do we have? 239? Okay, that's it. This might be our last round. I do like these games, though. I think that all of them have been really good. Balatro was amazing. Like, all these, you know, Buckshot Roulette's amazing. That's why this one looks a lot like that. There we go. Luck. Not a ton of luck. 12, that's it. Did the math, not enough coins. Uh-oh. Taking them with me. Oh, can you actually... Oh, yeah, you can't. You'd never make it. So that's it. So, yeah, I mean, right now that's what the game is, but it's quite interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. We'll try it on the Steam Deck really fast. See if it works with controller. There we go. Yep, quit. There we go. There's the Steam Deck. Oh no, the screen's screwed up. Hold on. It needs refreshing. I can... The Steam Deck's kind of there in the background. Yeah, hold on. There we go. I think it got into this weird state. Nope. My controller just didn't switch over to the other one. It was controlling the PC. That's what it was doing. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the Clover Pit demo. You can play it. Just go download it. It's on Steam. I'll throw it in chat here for everybody. It's fun. I like it. It's going to be interesting. I've been waiting for a good... Luck Be a Landlord was okay. But I was waiting for more something of this caliber. And the demo's on there. So here is the link for Clover Pit. Okay. Yeah, and there we go. It does have controller support, so it runs just fine on Steam Deck. I guess let's continue. I don't know where we left off. We don't need to do too much. Okay.
Let's go gambling.
It's like R2 to pull the handle. Yeah. That made the most sense. That's the first one I tried on it, so. Although, maybe, like, having the right stick do it. I don't know. Because you're locked into this mode looking at the screen anyhow, so. You could do that. Nothing. $16, that's it, huh? Oh, what's our modifier? Plus 20% chance for clovers to have golden modifiers. Oh, there's that. Yeah, let's do that. Extra coin.
Let's go gambling.
Okay. Balacho was a perfect game for the Steam Deck. So I take it this one's good. And so was Buckshot Roulette. So this is going to be very similar. I didn't even look at who made this. I wonder if it's the same guy that made Buckshot Roulette. Hold on. Oh no, Future Friends. Panic Arcade though. Yeah, no. Not the same one. It looks so similar. Okay, I think I can pay. Uh-oh. There we go. Now we can pay. How about another deadline? Sure. There's our phone. Gonna go all in. Triple value of the 7. Lucky Charm at the store are discounted by plus are 1 until the next restock. Cherries manifest more often. Let's do, I guess, this. So we may be able to get 2. Oh, well, this one becomes free. Whenever plus 3 pattern triggers during a spin, you earn money equal to the current interest. Okay. Let's take him because he's free. Modifier. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. There's our stuff.
Let's go gambling.
We'll see how we do. We'll just do one more spin. This is our last spin for this. But the game does run just fine. Oh, they're moved up. Cat came in, did save the day. Oh, it keeps adding spins for us. Okay. Wow, we may actually pay it off. I didn't think we would. Okay, last spin. One more spin. A little bit. I think we got enough we could pay it off, but I don't think we'd have any money left. I don't know. Looks like we do. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's Clover Pit. That'll be releasing sometime here in 2025, but very much like a buckshot roulette. So really cool game. Can't even get out. Can't go home. Nope. All right, let's jump out of here. And for the last game we're going to take a look at, we're going to do it just on PC because it does have this weird, it doesn't support mouse and keyboard. So we won't take too much time looking at it, but we'll take a look at it and see what we think. So let me flip that over. And before we do that, I'm going to go grab something to drink. So give me a minute. And I will get us into the game. So it's Cthulhu Keeper. And then I'll grab that. Hopefully it has some music in it. There we go. Cool. I will be right back. Give me just 2 minutes. Oh, maybe not. It's another Cthulhu style game. No, it doesn't have any music. Okay, let me put some on here. How about... Oh, it has sound effects. There we go. I will be right back. Is that too loud? Give me 1 sec to take a look. No. Not too loud. All right, I will be right back. Okay, sorry. Just had to get something to drink there. Let me get rid of the music here. Get us back over to where we need to be. We're going to be taking a look at Cthulhu Keeper. That is Another game that was sent over to the channel. This is for, I think it's a dungeon builder, essentially. So let me swap over here. Put it full screen. There we go. Now, I haven't had much experience on it, so we're going to be taking a look at it together. There we go. And we are going to be playing on mouse and keyboard. It does run on Steam Deck, but it's not set up for the gamepad, and it just didn't feel great. So it's still in playtest right now, so they haven't even released the game. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit of time before they even get to any level of like working to make it really run well on a Steam Deck. But let's go ahead and do new game. Lilith West. I think these are just randomly jumper. No, she's always it.
Place where hope had lived, the birth of a nightmare, a tale arose. Glimpses of the twisted experiments emerge in the darkness. Her eyes, black mirrors of an abyssal soul.
I feel an unwelcome presence.
Okay. So let's see here. Left mouse button.
It's in the bag.
I think it plays like Dungeons.
At once.
Oh, there's some stuff here. I can just grab it.
Your time will come. It shall be done.
Have us walk up the hallway. On the Steam Deck, it wouldn't be too bad because you do have the
Shadows
trackpads.
are patient.
But like I said, this is
Fate will find
not ready for prime time. It's just a play test.
The abyss rejects you.
Love them Cthulhu games. I always play these.
A flicker in the
We
void.
gotta make our way through the bush.
Got a bad feeling.
Oh, I thought it was behind a bush. I was in the bush.
The end is nigh.
Did I do something different, though? Should I hide? Let's go up to this part. Yeah, we're just going in the bush. That's what I did. I
Yes,
must have been in there. Oh, you get a little symbol above your head. I see. Oh, and the dog. Actually, I might want to go to this side.
Is sealed. Your time will come.
I should just be able to walk over here, right? Yep. I see. I've got to wait for them. I can get
A
to the
flicker
corner.
in the void.
We'll go slow. We'll let them
Yes,
have one
master.
more. There we go. Cool.
The ritual is everything.
Leave no witnesses. Oh boy. Toggle vision attack.
At once.
She ain't playing. Harvest.
It shall be done. The shadows.
Go
are
slowly. We'll
patient.
go through each of these. You can toggle enemies' vision cones with LB. Oh, okay, so you can kind of see like where they're looking.
It's in the bag. Of course.
Oh, oh, oh.
Tread on forbidden ground.
I shouldn't have done that. I guess harvesting takes a little too long and that guy's vision caught me. Nope. Okay, let's try it again with her.
They know not what awaits.
Grab, grab, grab.
Fate will find you.
Now,
It's in
this
the bag.
guy does turn around, so I'm going to have to move out of the way
Your time will come.
before I harvest, I think.
Certainly.
Who's there?
So he's going to see the dead body. Oh, okay. Maybe I have to go after him first?
In darkness, we thrive. Of course.
There we go.
Yes, master. A flicker in the void.
Yeah, maybe I need to go for him next.
The shadows are patient.
Nope.
Presence is known.
I just maybe have to harvest faster.
Shadows move against us. Your fate is sealed. At once.
Harvest. Grab.
It shall be done.
Okay, before that guy turns, and then hurry up and run over here.
Fate will find you.
Okay, cool. I guess I
The
gotta
shadows are patient.
make it before he spins around. Okay, he's looking the other way. I see. He's got like 3 different patterns. Press Alt to show all vision cones.
It's in the bag.
Okay, I think we'll be okay.
Your time will come.
Some enemies are guarded and will take longer to kill silently.
Yes, master.
It is taking a bit.
Your fate is sealed. At once.
Can we pick it up? There we go.
Of course.
It's interesting. I mean, it's somewhat stealth. So there was this other game. It's like a ninja or samurai. I can't remember the name of it. Where it played very similar to this.
The stars.
Where it was about stealth. You don't have to do stealth. You could actually get through without doubt. I think that's where we're headed to build our dungeon.
Certainly. A flicker in the void.
Oh, can we use empty bottles to get his attention? Okay.
Your fate is sealed.
R1. Wait, no, R. There it is.
Certainly.
Yeah, this is very similar to that. I wish I could
Yes,
remember the
Master.
name of it.
It's in the back.
A meat cleaver.
Of course. Fate
Right on it.
will find you.
Proceed.
It shall be done.
Oh, this is maybe where we build our dungeon. That would make sense in a hospital. Discover the anomaly. Cultists. Can I grab all of them? Yep. Toss them around. Put you back here and then grab everybody. Didn't it allow me to do that? Yeah. How do we get in?
Darkness is our ally.
Search here. Oh, wait. No, wait. Oh, you got to move all of them into the building. You can pick them up and drop them in. There we go. Get in here.
Enlightened one, awaiting your word.
Gotta do everybody individually? Really? I mean, we never leave home without our cultists. There we go. Everybody's inside now.
We are ever watchful.
Enlightened one, awaiting your word.
Yeah, it definitely looks like this is where you build your... We're all stuck.
Unite under the stars.
Where you build your dungeon.
Together in her name.
Well, one knows where they're going. Everybody else is stuck against the wall. Yeah, and then you can excavate. Okay, kind of neat.
In the service of the old
Need you
ones,
guys to come
follow
this
the
way.
dark path
Okay, over here. Come over here.
for the greater purpose.
There you go. Now, does everybody like...
Live for the old ones.
Ready to be
We
Get in
die for
place.
the old ones.
Oh, you only need one. Okay, I got it. So then everybody else is on like dig duty.
Awaiting the cosmic directive.
Excavate gold. Do we have to get stuff?
Your will, ancient one.
Let's see.
In the service of the old ones.
And excavate is X. Okay, there we go. So yeah, then you just go through and you build out however you want. Yeah, kind of neat. It is like dungeons then in that way. So like it. Glad we got a chance to check it out. And like I said, it did run on Steam Deck. It just, the controls are not the greatest, but with the trackpad, it's not too bad. Gotta do one more excavation.
At the threshold of understanding.
All right, let's see. One more. More gold. There we go. enemies, discovering the hideout. All dungeon activity like digging, building, and upgrading causes threat. Threat will attract intruders. We don't like intruders. But now it wants me to like tear out all this stuff.
Awaiting the cosmic directive.
X. Oh yeah, you can select multiples. Well, that's a lot of threat. Build a library. Facilities. Man, Cthulhu and Lovecraftians love their libraries. We zoom out a little bit. Yeah, kind of neat. I'm sitting on top of something here. What's that? Temple Research World Map. Okay. Oh, we can speed it up. And then with the library, you can open up your research tabs for different weapon or different enemies and different minions. Yeah, neat. There's our guard. The perfect beings, the fish people. All right, cool. Well, that puts us at the end of the new release Thursday. We do have a couple things. So what I'm thinking about is today we'll go ahead and call it good, unless anybody has any questions or wants to see anything else. Like we could definitely show any of these on the actual Steam Deck, like the top-down view running. But what we can do, let me flip over here, is add like an extra hour tomorrow. We didn't have as many, man, that camera is really blown up. We didn't have as many games as previous weeks to take a look at beyond the new ones that we looked at. So I think, wrong webcam. I think probably, yeah, we just add an extra hour on, maybe do like 6 hours tomorrow on the playthrough of Elden Ring, which has been going really well. I can't complain. I've been having pretty good time with it. I think this is what I need to do. This is just really bright in here because it's super sunny outside. Let me see if I can just adjust that down a little bit. Maybe if I set it to auto. Yeah, that's much better. It was just set really high for some reason. Yep. So, yeah, what we can do is just add an extra hour in tomorrow. I've been having a really good time running with Elden Ring. I hadn't played it before, like all the way through. We're deep into it, about 40 hours now. So I don't know how much more time there is, but there's a lot of areas I haven't been to. And then we've still got the Legend of the Erd Tree DLC. And then at the end of the month, I think the 28th, 29th is when Night Rain, Elden Ring Night Rain hits. And we're going to be playing that pretty much day one. But I'm unsure. We were talking about doing like Squaresoft games throughout the summer. So like the Summer of Square or something like that. So there'd be a ton of different ones that I've been looking at, old and new. So that may be coming up. And then I'm still trying to get games sent every week. It's becoming a little bit tougher to run into those. So I'm hoping that we can keep going with like new release Thursdays. But if not, it'll just be gameplay then or whatever game, add in new games and stuff or just continue to play through those. I do have a bunch of those videos done. So I will be releasing some of the Elden Ring playthrough starting this weekend where it's in 4K without me on the screen. And then daily there'll be Steam Deck and, Legion Go videos going up. And then I think next week is when the Retro Factor channel games will start going out on there, like videos. So, and that'll be all retro focused gameplay. So I think that's when that's going to be. So yeah, we've got a couple different things coming up, but do appreciate everybody for watching. Thanks again. I hope everybody has a good day today. And then tomorrow we'll start at 9 a.m. and we will be on more Elden Ring. I think at this point we're probably going to go after some of the enemies we skipped in the Caelid region, but then really focus on opening up that capital and kind of the drive into there, and even maybe into the academy. We could be able to do that tomorrow as well. So a couple different ways we can go, but I do appreciate everyone for watching. And for those watching on the video on demand, or when you watch this later on the replay, appreciate you folks as well checking those out. If you'd like to, or if you'd like to help out the channel, definitely just give a like on the video, and subscribe so you get notified when it goes live, or follow on Kicker Twitch. It'd be great to see everybody. So appreciate all the folks watching, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 9 for more Elden Ring. Have a great day. See ya.